It's you talk, baby.
You Talk family, what go on? This your boy D. I wanted to come on and tell you guys thank you to everyone, my whole entire You Talk family that's been supporting me since I started doing this bike in 2020. Thank you guys so much. I love you. I appreciate you guys. And a big thank you to everyone that is signed up with your You Talk memberships. Thank you very much. I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you guys so much. I also wanted to say thank you and shout out to our super producer, the man himself, Mr. King Judge, KJ Production, Mr. Marquise Judge. Thank you, brother. I appreciate everything you do. I love you, brother. You already know. Also, a big thank you and shout out to our super co-host, Mr. Larry Frank Jr. You Talk family, I know y'all appreciate him, and I do as well. Shout out to Mr. Larry Frank Jr. Thank you for all that you do, brother. I love you. Let's get into it, man. Let me tell you about these 3 different memberships that we got going on at You Talk. The first membership is the You Talk Club. And with that membership, you will receive different loyalty badges for every month that you are a member of the You Talk family. The second membership is the You Talk VIP. And with that membership, you will receive 10% off any You Talk branded merchandise or apparel. And you will get different photos and videos whenever we're out and about. We'll be sending you different stuff. And the third membership is the You Talk Box. And with that membership, you'll receive exclusive content when we're doing special interviews with special guests. You will have access to those interviews, and you'll get 15% off any You Talk branded merchandise or apparel. So those are your 3 memberships. Pick one of the 3, and if you don't, it's still all good. It's all love over here at You Talk, but everybody that's got their memberships, I appreciate you guys. Thank you very much, like I said. So, like I said before, thank you. We love you guys. Thanks for supporting the movement. Everybody stay safe, take care. And y'all know how we start every video and every show that we do. And y'all know how we end every video and every show that we do. It ain't no us.
Staying strong. We get ready to drop that bass in your face. Them nigga had them 12, them 10s, Samuel, Marsgate, all that shit. All in the back, huh? Gooseneck equalizer, we gon' jump on the spread, DJ Legend. Number bass, AJ, can I play what you say about it?
Drop the bass, put on the part 2 tip.
Come on.
Go
Gonna let the bass rip. Come on. Oh, we out of control here. Huh. Can you hang? Better hold on. That boy Slick Vic about to drop that bass.
It's you talk, baby.
All the way from O-Town to Yo-Town.
Yeah, I want to show some love, give some support to my boy Devin, founder of You Talk Nation. Continuous success, brother, and all I gotta say is, it ain't no me without you, baby.
Ain't no me without you, baby.
It ain't no me without you, baby.
Yeah, You Talk is the people show. Look, You Talk, let the people know. Look, yeah. This is hurricane season. Only legends come up out there, you like Chris and Teigen. Name a letter better, W, that's what we preaching. Hurricane force winds whenever we breezing. Got rings for a reason. Look, we treat a gator like the swamp people. And Seminoles like the block people. And for my dogs, I will drive people. Just being frank, I got they flank like a cornerback. And I ain't even much a Florida cat. But hurricanes, I know more of that than most. Cause I seen them turn our houses into boats. That's that real talk, baby. I hope you was taking notes. That's that real talk, baby. Yellow Nation, coast to coast. It's that You Talk. Yeah.
It's you talk, baby.
Yeah.
It's You Talk, baby.
#1 podcast.
You Talk family. What go on? What go on? It's your boy LFJ, Larry Frank Jr. in the house. I'm in the driver's seat tonight. You know how we start every show.
It ain't no us. Without you, baby. Kane Nation, what's going on? I'm doing my best D imitation. So, like I said, I ain't going to perfect it like my brother, but hey, I'm going to do my best and try. Well, tomorrow's Duke, and this is our official hype show. Get y'all thoughts and opinions and everything. And it's a special edition because we got a special guest co-host. It's going to be joining us in a second. But first things first, let's get to the business itself. Give a couple of shout outs. First and foremost, I gotta give the first shout out of the night to my boy D. Unfortunately, as most of you already know, he's not with us tonight. He had to go back home to Florida. He had to bury his grandfather who passed away a couple of weeks ago. And we just want to continue to send up condolences and prayers and our thoughts with our brother, with our ace, and to the whole family. My bonus mom is Linda English, and Mr. George Lloyd Jr., who is his uncle, Sherry Lewis, and our whole entire family. We want to send our prayers and our love and our condolences your way, brother. And we're going to hold it down, man, and just sending prayers your way. And rest in peace to Mr. George Lloyd Sr. He lived to be 96. He had a blessed, great life. Second shout out of the night, obviously. This show don't work without our super producer, King Judge. KJ Production in the building. Marquise, we thank you for everything that you do, because without you, this thing don't work. Whenever there's a problem or a technical difficulty, we get Marquise and he fixes it just like that. So now that we got that out the way, I would like to bring our special guest co-host in the building. This is going to be a little bit different version of You Talk. This is going to be the Bayou version, because I have somebody who is also a Louisiana Kane like myself, and I'm going to bring him in right quick. And coming to the stage, he calls in every week, but I know y'all know who he is. Y'all love him. That's our brother, our family, our guy, my fellow boot boy. Give it up for the one and the only South Coast Kane is in the building. What's up, South Coast?
Oh, man. I appreciate the kind words. I am so honored to be here. I just wish it was under better circumstances, i.e. vis-a-vis Mr. Devin. Again, condolences to him and his family. But hey, Grandpa was what, 96?
96.
Yeah. As I tell the wife, see, her family got that Methuselah gene. They be living into those mid-90s, so, but hey, yeah. I am thankful. I'm appreciative. But again, Mr. Devin, we thinking about you. Hope you're doing well, and the family also.
Absolutely. We got Chris Kane, who's he's waiting in the back. We're going to bring him on, but real quick before I get him on, I just want to say the way we're going to do things tonight, the format of the show, as all of y'all know, we normally have phone lines set up. Devin has that on his end. On my end, I don't have the phone line. So like I did a couple of weeks ago when he was out of town, I'm going to put the actual StreamYard link up. That way, just as you're about to see with Chris Kane, anybody that wants to call in and chime in like you normally would on the phone lines, go ahead on and hit that StreamYard link. We'll have it in the chat. Bring yourself in. If you're shy, you don't have to go on camera. You could cut the camera off. Otherwise, hey, if you're feeling froggy, hey, say it, stand on business. 10 toes down, however they say. So, South Coast, real quick. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to let Chris Kane come on. And then after that, I'll go ahead, because it looks like he's at work, so I don't want to hold him up too much. Yeah, I'll let him come on and give his thoughts, and then you and I can give our introductory thoughts for what we're thinking for tomorrow's game. So let me bring him on up front and center. Coming to the stage, one of our very own family. I mean, he looks like he's on the grind, bro. Hey, man, when that check hit, man, cash app your boy about $20. You heard me? Come on now with it. Give a warm U-Talk welcome to our brother, Mr. Chris Kane.
Yo, what up, fellas? What up?
What's up, dude? Like them glasses.
I appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Oh, no. These are free. These are free.
Best kind, baby.
Yeah. Yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's going on, South Coast? What's going on, Last Frank? What's going on, y'all?
It's all you, baby.
We chilling, man. You got on first. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna just throw the question that I'm gonna ask South Coast, and then I'm gonna answer for myself. I'm gonna throw it out to you and let you have the first crack at it. What's your expectations for tomorrow's game versus Duke?
Domination. Domination. We got to do something else. We got to do something better than what we've been doing. And let me just make it clear: we cannot have no missed tackles. We can't have no missed coverages and everything else like that. As far as like us, get like how Ken Ward got sacked against Florida State, that should have never happened the way that it did. Maybe one or two, not four. Not four. That shouldn't have never happened. As far as the running game, go for it. Handle your business. Our aerial attack against Florida State was not as good as we thought it would be, but we got the job done. But we cannot just settle for that. We got to make sure that we do what we need to do, both on ground and aerial. This is an assault that we've had all year long, so we cannot just go away from one. Yes, did we make adjustments? Yeah, we did, because when it didn't work, we didn't force nothing. And that's what I like. We didn't force nothing, we threw it away. I'd rather for you to throw it away than to get a tackle for loss. Okay, I'll take that all day long. But tomorrow, we need to beat their ass. I'm gonna just tell you like that. We need to beat their ass. We need to beat them and let them know who we are. You coming into our house. This ain't Duke. We already heard the back talk and all of this stuff. F Miami, F this, that, and the third. Okay, cool. You're gonna have to stand on business whenever you see it. So when we see you on that field, knock down, drag out. What I ain't gonna say the word, but remember what I said before? Knock down, drag out, Larry Frey. But when I see you on that field, I'm a what? You know the rest. You know the rest. Y'all know the
hit stick and bust that dick.
There it is.
Right. There it is. There it is.
He said dominate.
And we better do it.
Let me ask you this, Chris. Let me ask you this, Chris, real quick, and I'm gonna let you go because we got another guest that's in the background. I don't want to hold him up too long. The defense rebounded last week against Florida State. Mind you, it was Florida State, but still, they rebounded against a Florida State team that really doesn't have much of an offense. Doesn't look like Duke has much of an offense either. Now, they did, go toe-to-toe with SMU last week. Wound up dropping that game by a point in overtime. But I think Duke's MO is more of their defense. What are you looking for? And I'm not worried about the offense. I think we can all agree that the offense should overcome whatever Manny throws. What are you looking for as far as the defense, as far as, okay, we had those 3 bad games in a row. We followed it up against our biggest rival with a very, very solid, dominating performance. What are you looking for the defense tomorrow to kind of prevent this Duke offense from starting to get things clicking? Because they shouldn't get clicking, but other teams shouldn't have done so either, and the defense fell apart. What are you looking for from the defensive perspective?
From the defensive perspective, I got 3 words. Look at film. Look at how they dominated. Look at how they got their turnover. Yes, they are. They're at the top, one of the top teams that turned over in defense, but their offense is lacking. Okay, that looks a little similar to who? To us.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? We lacked on offense, not as much as they did this year in 2017, but our defense was absolutely pretty much damn near elite. We had damn near like 4 or 5 turnovers a game. It's just the fact of capitalizing on them. So what I'm gonna need for Miami to do is to look at the film, and I'm gonna need them to thoroughly tooth comb this defense. Pick apart every single situation. Don't worry about trying to get the whole big play and try to go for the gusto on one big play. If you take a big knife and try to swing at somebody, you give them a chance for them to miss. You got a chance to miss them. Hit them with paper cuts. You can hit them with 1,000 paper cuts. It's still gonna bleed. Go for one thing at a time. Pick them apart. When you see them, you know that they're gonna go for the picks. They're gonna rush Cam. You know they're gonna go for Cam Ward. You know they're gonna rush him. You know they're gonna bring the blitzes off the end because Manny loves to blitz. He loves to blitz. I don't care what it is. Everybody know he loves to blitz. Okay, hold on for 1 second because this thing is back. Hold on.
Yeah. Watch that fork truck, bro.
Yeah, please do. We don't need nothing happening because we don't need to be no witnesses and testifying to nothing that happens live.
Oh no. Oh no, that's on the outside. I'm up on the banister, brother. I'm up on the banister. I got the yelling that down. Yeah. I'm up here. Oh no, damn that. I ain't in the street. No, I ain't in the street. Damn that.
Don't trust that railing, baby.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They gonna hit this railing before they hit me, and I'm a fake it like I'm a fake roll on the ground and every damn thing.
Hey, wait a minute. Hey, we're gonna have to edit that out of the replay because if something happens, you just killed your case, my brother.
Well, what I meant to say, I was gonna be happy that Miami gonna win, and I'm gonna roll around on the ground like Patti LaBelle at her concert. That's what I meant.
There you go. Kick the shoes off. But that's another thing. That's the only thing.
Yeah. Anyway, just look at the defense. Look at their patterns. Manny never changes. He just adjusts and he adapts. But the problem with that is that when he adjusts and adapts, he keeps doing everything in repeated rotation. That's the same thing. In 2017, we were dominant. 2018, we didn't look as dominant. We did the same thing. Everybody knew what we was bringing. It just mattered on when, where, and how we were going to execute. We have to execute on offense. And that's all we'll do that. We'll get the easy dub.
Absolutely.
And cover.
Mm-hmm.
That's about it. That's what I got. So we need to do.
Well, that's what's up, Chris. We appreciate you calling in and being a part of this thing as always, man. And like I said, tomorrow we'll see what happens, man. Hopefully in our group chat, we got some good stuff to talk about, So
yeah, most definitely.
You be careful. Go ahead.
I will. Oh yeah, I will. And I'll be careful, man. And the internet is out right now. The internet is out. I'm just on 4G or whatever. That's how I was able to get on the show. So I won't be able to listen to the show until probably whenever I get off the site or whatever the case is, because it's down all the way. And we got a thing that protects so it won't go through this metal building that we got. Other than that, love you guys, man. And I'm going to catch y'all on the rewatch. And as always, go Kane, man. I'll holler at y'all. Sure.
All right. Go Canes, brother. Go Canes. That's what I'm talking about.
Love that Chris Kane. Always got some good knowledge.
Always bring some great points.
Always.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, when I said it was really going to be a Louisiana Bayou edition, looks like our next guest is adding to it. Another Bayou boy. Boy, the Bayou boys are taking over tonight. I don't know what it is about the Boot boys. But he's one of our newer subscribers. He's chiming in on the chat. So I'm going to go ahead on and bring him in. This is the first time I've heard him talk. We're all going to hear his voice for the first time, hear his opinion. Give it up for our homeboy, me and South Coast homeboy. This Louisiana, this way. Oh, my bad.
Babe.
Our homeboy.
Right.
Give it up for Rocky, man. Rocky, what's up, brother? How you doing?
South Coast Kane.
What's up, dude?
LFJ. What's happening,
good?
Fella?
What's good? Real quick. I forgot. Cuban Kane. I'm gonna put the link up. So whenever the link is already up, I'm gonna repost it. So whenever you click it, I'll bring you in. So it's really no time frame. So I just wanted to get that to Cuban Kane. Go ahead, Rocky. What you got?
South Coast, man. I'm pissed, dog. I'm hurt. You know why? Joaquin said dominate, and we ain't doing it. We ain't dominating.
Hey.
No argument from me.
Look, we had an opportunity coming into the season. We had every Kane fan out there, and thank you guys for having me on. Every Kane fan out there had the Florida game circled as a chance to make a statement at the beginning of the year, going into the swamp against Billy Napier, taking them out, playing our best game, coming out and really putting our foot down at the beginning of the season. Tomorrow at noon at Hard Rock is a chance to do that again. Manny Diaz coming back into Hard Rock Stadium with that smug look on his face. I heard today where he said, here we go. Oh, we're going to come after Cam Ward. We're coming after him.
Yeah.
Bring it on. Bring it on. And what I'm doing this week,
Oh, Rocky,
There's out there that's saying there's a lot of haters out there saying that Miami's going to drop one. I don't know about Miami. They might be a pretender. They're still out there talking that mess. Tomorrow, we have a chance to put it like we did at the Swamp, to put our foot down. Be aggressive on defense. Play smart on defense. All right? Play team ball the way we did at the Swamp. And on the other side of the ball, Cam Ward and the offensive line say, look, y'all might want to come after us, but we're going to take this ball. We're going to shove it down your throat. And then when we want to throw the ball, we're going to get our yards. And our receivers are going to get our yak. And we need to put Duke down early. I've been waiting on this game all season, guys. I can't look. This is, for me, like, I couldn't stand the Manny Diaz hire. And you know that, South Coast. I can't stand the guy. I think he was the wrong guy for the program at the wrong time. Blake James made a horrible decision in hiring the guy. Now he's coming back down here. I want to step on their necks tomorrow. So
I agree. And to your point, I'll say this, because you got to look at it. Manny's bringing their team down here with some confidence because they are 6-2, and they are 11 points from being 8-0. You take that 10-point loss to Georgia Tech, and you take that 1-point loss last week to SMU. They are 11 points away from being 8-0. And I listen, we all know that Duke does not have the talent level to match Miami. We know that Duke doesn't have the coaching staff to match Miami's coaching staff.
Right.
But one thing we do know from previously having Manny as our coach, he's a player's coach, and the players are going to play for him. And he may say that this game doesn't mean anything to him. It does.
That's baloney. Yeah, I heard that Zen Master press conference that he did, and he made that comment about crossing the river twice, and he's a changed man. That's all garbage. He wants this game bad. You better believe Diaz wants to roll in the Hard Rock Stadium and take out the Canes tomorrow.
And his players want to give it to him bad. I mean, listen, the guy is learning how to coach, and I think he's going to become an okay coach as time goes on. He's showing it now. But they're playing for him. They're playing for him, you know. Past Manny Diaz teams would struggle against teams they should beat. The teams they should have beat, they beat, you know, and they beat convincingly, you know, and they came up short in a couple. But Rocky, I'm gonna have to let you go, man. We got Italian Stallion waiting. You got any other things you want to add? You say you're doing the Friday night football thing tonight. What we got?
Yeah, I'm gonna be putting scores up here in a minute. It's almost 7:30. So I got a couple of friends of mine down here, South Coast and LFJ, that we frequent some of the games. I got a friend of mine that's got a grandson that plays on one of the teams. So we keep track. Cool. We keep track. So
stay dry.
Yeah, please stay dry. And listen, I know y'all got somebody at that big battle on the river over there with Hardville and Destrehan, because that's the game. You know, that's always the game of the year down here.
Yes, sir. Honville's going to take that one.
Yes, I agree.
Honville's strong. Honville's strong this year.
Absolutely. Well, as South Coast said, man, stay dry, and you guys do y'all thing, man. And like you say, post them scores up for the Louisiana, because we got a lot more. You know, I know Cole Breezy usually be up in here, and a couple of my people, they usually come in. So definitely post them scores and keep up with it, man. And glad having you, man. Don't be a stranger, man. You know the number. When you see the number, man, call in and check in with us.
Yes, sir. Definitely will be around. Appreciate you guys having me on. Go Canes.
Absolutely. Go Canes.
Rocky. Yes, sir. Go Canes.
All right. Man, South Coast. Man, usually me and Devin usually get our opening thoughts out, but man, it's hot right now.
Let the people talk, man. Let them talk.
Hey, I love it. I love it. Hey, as Devin says, and I'm gonna reiterate for him, this is the people's show. So guess what? We are gonna let the people do what the people do. Yes. Coming next to the stage, another one of our day ones, man. Listen, you gotta love him because he always brings the heat. He always brings the fire when he calls in, and he's gonna have you cracking up, even though he's telling you some facts. He's got a funny way of putting it, and he's going to have you cracking up. So I can't wait. South Coast, I know you can't wait, and I know everybody else is going to enjoy this. Let me bring him on up. The Italian Stallion, the one and only Mr. West Rebel, a.k.a. Mr. James Freeman.
They say no motherfucking Italian Stallion. This motherfucker Cuban King.
Oh, my bad. Listen. I got to apologize. My bad, dude.
This
All
is
I saw in the box was Italian Stallion. I didn't see it as a fraud until I brought you up.
He's a damn fraud.
So
he's a damn fraud. This motherfucking Cuban Kane.
Cuban Kane is in the building, y'all. Cuban
All right,
Kane.
I'm gonna get the bullshit out the way, and I'm gonna attack Mr. Italian Stallion. I just came here to attack Mr. Italian Stallion. Miami by 50, but the final score is gonna be 36-19. I want to see the chain come out, and I want to see Mario better not shake Manny's hand. If Mario so far has not said that Duke is a good coach team. If Mario says that Duke is a well coached team, I'm gonna slap the shit out of Mario, because he's always saying, "Oh, this program was horrible," whatever. If Mario says Duke is a well coached team, I'm gonna slap the shit out of him. But now, Mr. Italian Stallion, he is a fraud. So, Mr. Italian Stallion, when he goes on other live shows, he acts like a nice white man. Nice, polite. The niceties. Everything is great. But when Mr. Italian Stallion comes to "You Talk, baby," he turns Italian. That man is a fraud. He goes on other shows and acts Mr. Nice. Everything is great. Miami's going to win a national championship. Mario is great. Great recruiting, this and that. But when Mr. Italian Stallion comes to the real show, he's Italian. That man is a fraud. I am calling out Mr. Italian Stallion. I have seen it. I have proof. You know me. I got proof everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So Mr. Italian Stallion is a fraud. Said by Cuban Kane, a.k.a. Cuban Kane. Is it 1 2 check 1 3 check 1 2? Cuban Kane said Mr. Italian Stallion is a fraud. Go listen to that man in other shows. He's real nice, polite, says hello, greetings. It turns into a nice, I don't know what religion he is. He's white, Christian, Catholic, whatever, Jewish man. But when he comes here, he's Italian. Sorry, I had to call him out.
Ooh, well, I tell you go ahead.
That's why we love Cuban Kane, man.
Absolutely. And I mean, now that I think about it, he's probably at a West game right now. It is Friday night. I know a couple of weeks ago or the other week they had a Thursday night game. So yeah, man. All I saw, that's the thing, man. The little box at the bottom that shows in the backstage, it just shows a little portion of it. And all I saw was Italian Stallion, and I'm like, oh Lord, it's a fraud. Oh my goodness.
Yep.
All right, Cuban. So we got you on. You've gotten that out the way. You've gotten your sentiments about the Italian Stallion out the way. Sorry, James.
Well, be careful of another fraud coming in the show probably a little later on. I call him Line 1.
Line 1. Yeah.
Line 1. All right, Line 1's going to tell you some BS, so just be careful.
Right? He'll show up, I'm sure.
Yeah,
I will. I'm going to warn you, Cuban, and I can say it because I can say it. But Hayru's been listening to Kane's Insight.
Oh, I know. He told me. Yeah. So line you got to be careful, Line 1. But I think I got a question for you guys. We have 4 games left. Over or under, does Cam get 14 touchdowns, plus or minus?
I'm going under.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I'm going under, and I'm going to tell you why, because I think Miami is going to start running the football more. So
I'm going over because of that Heisman video that came out. I think Miami's full in with that Heisman video. He gets 14, he has 38 touchdowns, and he's gonna be for sure the Heisman Trophy winner. So I'm hoping for over, but I think that's the key number. If Cam gets 14 touchdowns these next 4 games, he's Heisman. We're undefeated, and we're good to go.
I can see that. I can see, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, it can go either way, but I definitely won't refute what you're saying. I can see that. Yeah, if it's about getting them the Heisman, then they're going to do what they have to do that, and it means he's going to chunk the ball up more. I
mean, that video's out, so just if it's 4th and goal on the 1-yard line, expect to pass. Don't expect to run, because you're going to see, and that's the only thing that might worry me with this team, that we might force the pass when we have to run, because I'm going into my Studio One. I think there is a fix in to get Cam the Heisman, which he deserves. You know what I'm saying? But but like I said, Mario, I need you to score 50 plus. Even though I said 38 17. I need you to score 50 plus. Embarrass Manning. Don't be a nice guy. Don't do what he did against Florida State and run the ball. And no. It ain't time for that. Blow his ass out, make a statement, and move on to Georgia Tech. And then Georgia Tech beat the shit out of Georgia Tech. So 12-0. That's all I got, fellas.
Absolutely.
All right.
And I hope Mr. Italian Stallion is listening or listens to this, because I said it. Cuban Kane said it.
Well, you know what I'm gonna do just for you, Cuban? I'm gonna clip this portion of the show and I'm gonna text it to him. I got you.
Send it to him.
If it's one thing about being petty and messy, that's my middle name.
I don't give a damn. Be petty and messy. I want him to see this, and I have the proof.
I got you. I got you covered, Cuban. All right, Cuban, man. We appreciate you checking in.
All right, dude.
All right. Cuban Kane, day one of the show, calling in and giving his thoughts.
Yeah.
Well,
he's kind of my official co-host, by the way.
Yes. Now that everybody, we've had a couple of people check in and chime in with their thoughts. We'll get to ours. Well, wait a minute. Hold up. We got another one.
We got
It's
another
hot.
bite.
It's hot. It's hot right now. It's hot in the kitchen. Ladies and gentlemen, coming to the stage. Man, this is one of our day ones as well. He does a lot of the designs for us, man. He does a lot of great artwork and everything. And you know what? He's in South Carolina, but guess where he's originally from?
Surprise me.
Alexandria, Louisiana. I told you. Them Boot Boys is taking over tonight. Them Boot Boys is taking over tonight.
Man, all I need is I just need me some of that gumbo. By the way, what kind of gumbo you had the other night?
I had chicken and sausage gumbo. I froze some of it. The thing about it, you know how we do down here, it can get 60 degrees, and gumbo is really, as you know, for those who don't know, you need to get freezing weather. It's got to be like in the 30s. Get that hot gumbo, over rice with some potato salad and all of that. Not down here. When it gets below about 70 to 65 degrees.
That first little cool front, yeah.
We are cooking it and brewing it. So,
anyway.
Bring it on our guy, the one and the only, Mr. Joseph Bernard. What's up, homie? What's happening?
What's happening?
Oh, look out.
Talk to me. What's happening with you?
Man, look. Let me show you what I'm doing. Let me show you what your boy got me doing. Look at this.
Oh, wow.
Sweet.
Man, listen. I got a quote. I got to quote the one and only JD Boss. Mama, we made it.
Say we made it.
What's up, JB?
Not much, man. Just chilling. Just thought I'd, you give a shot, give a call real quick and stuff like that. But yeah, man. I know after looking at last week's game, and, and previous games like that, I mean, the offense, I think they can score at will when they want to. I really think that, whether it's, either the running game has picked up a little bit since the Florida State game, but, as far as pass and stuff like that, I think we can score anytime. But that secondary is a problem. To me, I think it's a problem, man. Especially when you let a freshman quarterback just run all over you and stuff like that. But I think if they get that stuff straightened up, I think we'll be okay. You know what I mean? And I think they're going to step up tomorrow, especially with Manny coming in, and you know how social media is, talking junk, stuff like that. So I'm praying. You never know how defense is going to, you never know.
Yeah.
And you never know what Miami team is going to get.
I'm like you, brother. I'm not only praying. I might have to bust out some rosary beads tonight.
Some rosary beads tonight.
I might have to do it. I might have to do it. Man on the mission, Benny Barrett. What's up, bro?
Yeah, but I think we're gonna be okay, and I think honestly we can win out. I think we can win out. Because they always find a way. Because you think about it, if we'd had maybe last year's quarterback or something like that, we have a lot of L's on our list.
Yeah, we'd be 4-3.
I think we have a lot of L's, but I mean, we still have these problems, but I'm glad the team, they find a way. They find a way to win the game, and which is good to me.
Here's one thing while I got you on that I think a lot of people we talk about the defense, but I think a lot of people may need to look at from this perspective.
Yeah.
The average amount of possessions in a game is usually 12 to 14 possessions offensively. So the defense is going to defend those 12 to 14 possessions. So I'm just going to use a basic number here. Let's just say 12 possessions.
Right.
3 possessions a quarter, which is pretty average. All right. Well, think about this. I'm seeing people putting up the stats of the defense. I think they're 15th in scoring defense,
Okay.
top 20 in overall defense. But those are some inflated numbers because of who they played prior to Virginia Tech.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go ahead on and post some of these scores that Rocky is doing for us. But as you look at the defense having to defend on average about 12 possessions a game, with the offense like Miami that can score at will.
Right.
If you as a defense can force an out, 3 and out, or force a turnover on at least 7 of the 12 possessions. What's up, Latrella? How you doing, family? If you can force a 3 and out or a turnover on at least 7 of those 12 possessions, you're doing your job as a defense for 60% of the offensive possessions. Now, you're not going to stop anybody cold turkey anymore. The 85 Bears will no longer ever happen again. The 2000 Ravens, your Tampa Bay Bucks of 2002, you won't see those kinds of defenses anymore.
Right.
So you have to expect that teams are going to score. So I'm saying all that to say this. If the 7 possessions you can stop via 3 and out or turnover, and the other 5 possessions, you have maybe 3 touchdowns, 2 field goals. That'll give you 27 points. Or 2 touchdowns. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Yeah, 27 points. 2 touchdowns, 3 field goals. That's 23 points. If you even give up 4 touchdowns and a field goal, that's 31 points. Well, if you can do that, and on the flip side, you got this high-powered offense of Miami who can score way more than 60% of their possessions. On 12 possessions, I think Miami can get into the end zone or kick a field goal at least 9, possibly 10 of those possessions.
Yeah.
If they really wanted to.
Yeah, if they really wanted to, yeah.
At the end of the day, the probability of you even being in trouble is not that bad. And I think whereas people are looking and trying to justify, some people trying to justify that the defense is not as bad or hasn't played as bad, if you're not able to defend and you're giving up points of some sort on 9 to 10 out of 12 possessions or 14 possessions, that's where there's a problem.
Yeah.
And that's where I think, I should have done it sooner. I wish I'd have thought about this sooner, but I think beginning tomorrow, I'm going to take note of all of the possessions that Miami's defense has to defend and the results of those possessions. And that will tell me game by game if the defense played good. Go ahead, JB.
I think they can play pretty good. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, Larry Frank, if you go to collegepressbox.com, they have what's called game books. And it gives you every play and everything. collegepressbox.com.
collegepressbox.com. I will be on it, and really I'm going to go back and look at the possessions for those 3 games in the middle that
they gotta have control. They gotta have control, especially when you're doing pass rush. You gotta have control. Right. You can't just over pursuit that man. You gotta know when to break down. You can't let the man get on outside of you. And then when you pass run, there's no reason a quarterback should be able to scramble like that. We got a good D line. We got a very good D line. And if you control, then you're able to sack the quarterback. You're able to get to where you need to go instead of letting him bounce all around and scramble up there. You know what I mean? I think they're going to be okay. I think they're going to be okay. They just got to have common sense.
Absolutely. They got to play
X's and O's. X's and O's. You know what I'm saying? You got to be I think Chris Kane said, you got to watch film. You got to watch film. And you got to watch yourself on film and see the mistakes that you're making. Because we made hell of mistakes. You know, because you put the offense in the bind like, oh hell, we got to go score. We can't get a 3 and out. We can't get a 3 and out. You know what I mean? Now we got to keep up. We shouldn't. Some of these teams, the way our offense is, we should not be going point for point for point with them.
Right.
A lot of these teams, Miami should just blew out the water.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I mean,
if the defense do their job.
I mean, how nice would it be if we had this offense with the likes, or a defense that played with the likes of the 2017 defense?
Oh shit!
Remember, you had Michael Pinckney, and you had Shaq Tournament, and you had Joe Jackson, and all those guys. So
hell, you probably looking at a national championship team.
Absolutely, that part.
Easy. But I'm gonna say this though, and people need to understand this. Some of these damn top 10 teams, the way Miami's defense is playing, if you play some good teams, you're not stopping them. I don't see Miami beating Oregon. I'm sorry. Them jokers you got to play defense. I'm sorry, you got to play defense. You got to cover.
Yes.
You can't just run all over the field. And God hold me. Please pray me. 19 tomorrow, number 19. Oh, my God. You took that deep breath over there.
JB, I was actually doing good, and now you've got my anxiety kicked up. I may not go to sleep tonight thinking about number 19.
Bro. It is what it is. If you ain't watching film, that's what you get.
Yeah.
You have to watch film. Majority of your time is watching film and learning. If you're not doing that, then you're in trouble. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But yeah, I ain't gonna hold you fellas up, man. That's just my point.
That's fine.
And before I go, Larry Frank, he know I be designing stuff like that. So South Kane, let me tell you something, man. I decided to do something for you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. Larry Frank know how I do things like that. So I don't know. Tell me what you think, bro, before I let you go.
Oh, dude, that is tight, bro. That is tight.
Nice.
Tight.
You know, so we'll get your Larry Frank will get your information, and then what we'll do, we'll get that sent over to you.
That's tight, bro.
What I'll do, JB, is after the show, I'll text you South Coast number where y'all can link up.
Okay, we'll do that.
Or as we used to say, that's fresh, man. That is fresh.
Yeah. And Larry Frank.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah,
Frank, you already know we ready for tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yes, sir.
Don't nobody know about that one.
Well, JB, I'm ready for next week. Next week.
Something they're not gonna see this nowhere.
They're not gonna see that. We are gonna be rocking some fresh Canes gear. And the thing I'm gonna say about Joseph Bernard, that brother is talented. He has just the vision. When he puts something together and he puts a design together, the vision is just totally unmatched. You look at all these other places, and I'm not just saying that because he's here. I'm saying it because I got a hoodie that I know nobody else around here is gonna have. It catches. It's eye catching. And hold up, JB, hold up. We got Latrella. She wants to know if we can order the merchandise. So I'll let you call the shot on that.
What would she like to get? Anything. Hey, we can get anything. We can design something to her liking.
See, here's the crazy thing. I don't want to take over Mr. Beanod, but that is cool. But see, like the CEO, I actually enclosed the carport for her embroidery, heat presses.
Oh man, that's all
sewing
right here,
machines. Brother. Look, dude. So look, that's why yeah. I stay. You got to stay original, bro. Got to stay original.
But if y'all need to, you let them know if they need to get contact with me, Larry Frank. They can reach me by Facebook, and if you want to I don't know how you get that information out there, but it's JB Designs 24/7 on Facebook.
Text me the information,
and I'll text you the information.
Yes, and as you can see right here, my wife says she wants hers, And you're gonna see her next week, so you might want to
CEO.
expedite
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
The CEO.
Yeah.
The CEO. I'm just
One
I'm
day
just an employee.
shipping.
Yeah,
Hey, I tell you what, we'll be there next week. Just let her know we get the sizes and everything. I get watching. We bringing everything.
Well, what I'm gonna do is I'll text you her size, what size she wants, so you can get a head start. Because guess what? Both of our necks are on the line.
What you say? Extra small.
Extra small.
No, man, look at here.
See, he been talking to Devin. You see how Devin tried to do me, huh? As soon as it goes in the dryer, man, looking like you're pregnant and all of that. No.
Yeah, we'll get everybody, we'll get everybody taken care of. All you got to do is I'll put my information out there. And I'll send it to Larry Frank and he'll put it out there for you guys. So
I'd like to promote that on my channel. Yes.
I'll definitely put it up. Cuban Kane wants to know if you do custom Letterman jackets.
Custom and Letterman jackets, not custom and Letterman jackets, but we did the custom hoodie one time. You seen that one? Larry Frank got the custom championship hoodie.
Absolutely, and that thing
we can do just about anything. Just got to give it time. We'll put it together.
Yeah. So, and that's Latrella. She said anything that you can do, she's a real supporter. So we gonna get the information. Matter of fact, Latrella, email your information to the email.
Yeah.
And I'll get with Devin, where Devin can pull that information, and then that way, whenever things really get going, it'll be displayed, and then you can just go get your merch however you want to do it. So,
we coming. We coming. Hey, we coming.
Oh Lord.
You better do it. You better.
Oh
she said,
man, hey,
better have mine.
I'm just gonna try to help you out, man. But you heard that right.
Hey.
Read the part say after hubby. Better.
I'm surprised she didn't put it with a capital B, because normally that's how she puts it down. That's how she puts it down.
Don't let that laughing emoji fool you now.
Shit. 26 years I've been getting fooled by them teeth, man. My grandpa dead and gone, but he always used to say, watch somebody that showed them 32s, boy. When they showed them 32s, he always used to tell me, when somebody show you their 32s, you better keep one hand in your pocket.
Boy, I know that's right. But I'll send Larry Frank all the info, and then if anybody, all the supporters you want something, we'll get it to you.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes, indeed. Cool.
Well, JB, we appreciate you.
Appreciate it, man.
Got another one coming in, and if the Lord says the same, JB, we're gonna be together next week. We're gonna be together next week.
Yes,
so
sir.
Let's get ready to do this. I'll be hollering at you between the night and tomorrow, JB.
I'll be up, man. I got all this designing and stuff to do.
Cool.
Wow.
All right, bro. All right,
man. Y'all be good. Be safe.
You too, B. Now, thank you, man. Thank you.
You too.
Sir.
Take it easy, bro.
Man, that's what I like about this, Larry Frank. You get to learn and meet, and the fellowship of the people. Oh, she says, "I love you, babe." She loves you.
Yeah, but he usually comes with wanting something. So hey, it's cool.
No, man, better be careful. Special K needs that treatment, baby.
Shit. Big L needs some treatment. So like I said, we're gonna leave it at that. I ain't going anyway, coming to the stage. we got another guest who's chiming in. Good night, Latrella. Oh, going to the Florida-Georgia game. Have fun, Latrella.
Ooh,
be safe out there.
Party.
Yep. That's a big one. Coming to the stage, we got another caller who's going to chime in. Let's welcome Mr. Michael Lionheart. What's up, Michael?
What's going on, baby? What's going on, man?
You talk to me.
Hey, man. Yo, Alabama Beavers, baby. No one touching my Alabama Beavers. On God. That's on God. No one can touch them. They're the best. End of. And that's on Carolina Jackpot. All right? You guys know Carolina Jackpot? Get to know Carolina Jackpot, man. That's my nigga, bro. That's my nigga. Carolina Jackpot. Let's fucking go, baby. Alabama Beavers, baby. Represent. Who you got? Miami? Shit.
Who you got?
Miami? Shit. Alabama Beavers. I just said it. I said the name 5 times. Alabama Beavers.
What they do? They chew wood and take names, bro.
All right, man. they be slanging. They be putting the Jews in the fucking, the gas chamber. Let's go, baby.
Ooh, I don't know about. Oh no, that's a knucklehead, baby.
Goodbye.
Ooh,
Goodbye. Like I said, you know what? These damn, let me tell you something. These damn scorned Florida State fans, bro. I just don't even know what to say about them, bro. They just all messed up. I have no idea what in the hell's going on. Anyway, that was interesting.
Giving white people a bad name.
Hey, I didn't say that.
I said that. I said it. You want me to say it again? For the back row people? Somebody giving white people a bad name. I'm going to file papers on him.
All right. Let's go. Let's talk Miami football. That was insane. Let's talk Miami football.
Yes, sir.
What's your thoughts, South Coast? What you looking for tomorrow's game?
Man, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. I want to see one of those good old defensive domination games by Miami. Something we haven't really seen. Not since Florida. I think I was about to call Klein Peter Dairies and see if we could get that defensive team's pitcher on the milk carton because they have been missing. All right. The defense we had against Florida has not been there. And with the offense, I'm not really worried about the offense, even though the offensive line is a little dysfunctional, but they're getting the job done. I think our biggest issue is the defense. I don't think that Duke's offense is really going to pose that big of a deal for our defense, but we've said that the last 4 weeks. Right. I really think, honestly, that Miami can run at will against this Duke team. If they play to stop Cam. Okay, but we've seen where Miami is a two-headed monster. Right. Passing game, running game. I hope the linebackers in the secondary did some soul searching. I mean, I'm not saying, Duke's going to beat Miami, but if you watch the games, because I talked about this the other day when I called in, do people watch the football? Do they watch the game or do they just look at the box score? And, I still stick by my guns that until this defense tightens up and gets a little more dominant and gets a little more consistent on stopping other teams, because let's face it, who have we played? Miami has not played a top 25 team. They're not going to play a top 25 team until the ACC championship and beyond. And if Miami is going to have success going forward, the defense has got to step up. I mean, it's like a broken record. Same thing every week. That's all I got.
Absolutely. I'm going to respond to that, but Cuban said he has a topic he wants to discuss, so he's back on. Let me bring Cuban back on.
Careful.
Come on, Cuban.
Yeah, so I'm being nice. No, so if you don't follow Cuban Kane on Twitter, he's a fun show on Twitter. All right, Cuban Kane with a K. There's another one to see. He's a little bit racist, like the other guy just came on, so don't follow that guy. So back in the summer, right, I made a proclamation that De'Ara King was better than Cam Ward because I'd never seen Cam Ward play, right? So this week, everybody hits me up like, hey, what's up with that comment? Is King still better than Cam Ward? And my debate was King played at Miami, 2020, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If you put Cam Ward as a quarterback in 2020, what would have been our record back then? We played Clemson. That's the COVID year. When we played number 1 Clemson and UNC at the end of the year, what would have been the record?
Well, Miami finished 8-3 with
I don't count the bowl game. 8-2.
8-2.
If
they would have been undefeated because they had a much better defense.
We would have beat the number 1 team in the nation in Clemson.
It's possible. Because we'd have scored.
Man, I don't know, man. So then my question is, if King was quarterback for this current team, what would our record be right now?
5-3, probably.
You think so? Wow.
The defense is a liability. And here's the thing. Here's the thing. I mean, yeah, it is. It's a great question.
Yes.
But the defense is a liability. The defense would have lost in those 3 games. And as far as King didn't have the field presence that Cam does.
King doesn't have the turnover issues as Cam.
Well, true. He doesn't have the turnover issues, but King also can't throw the ball like Cam does. So Cam is why we're 8-0 right now.
I think King would have his 8-0 as well. It would look different. It would not look the same.
Against this schedule.
Against this schedule, yes.
With this defense.
I mean, you know, that's a very good point because this is a weak schedule so far. But
Yeah,
that's a good question. That's a good debate topic there, buddy.
I like that. I do.
Because people are beating me up. I'm like, nobody knew that Cam was going to be the greatest quarterback in UM history. And, 1 second, hold up. I'm by the hospital. Nobody knew he was going to be the greatest, quarterback in UM history and the Heisman Trophy candidate in the summer. And it's like, I think King would have done the same. Only King, you know what I'm saying? But it's just it was just an ongoing debate that was going on Twitter, and I'm like, they're pretty much the same, not the same quarterback. Obviously, Ward is a better passer, but dual threat, King was a better player. You know what I'm saying? And people forgot how good King was, and that's the shit that pisses me off. You know what I'm saying?
I think Cam's size would help him out a little bit more than De'Eric because De'Eric was a little bit smaller. But that's a good question. Very good question.
Yeah, so that's all I had. But besides that, Larry, not Larry, Frank, Italian Stallion, you're a fraud.
Oh man.
You let him in. You let him in.
Poor Stallion. He had a good question. He
always has a good question. He had me hooked at rebuild or remodel, but anyway.
Yeah. So let me go ahead and read this chat right here. If King would not have gotten hurt, his stats would have been lit. Yeah, I can see how that goes. See, the thing about it with De'Eric King and with Cam Ward, I mean, we've been saying it here for years. And that's what worries me about next year. Now, Darion Coleman that's coming in for 26, he had like 7 touchdown passes in a half last week, I believe. And he can run the ball, and I think if we can just weather the storm next year and we get Coleman up in here, that'll be your quarterback of the future, because at the end of the day, you need a quarterback that, and I'm not going to say necessarily a dual threat quarterback. I've always said dual threat quarterbacks. You need a quarterback with a good arm, but also has legs as an option. Not saying that he has to have it as part of his game, but it just has to be in his back pocket in case he needs to use it. And that's what Cam brings to the table.
But it also helps if the offensive line isn't making him run around too.
That part. Imagine Cam if he had time to throw.
Oh, dude.
Imagine, how much better he would be. And you got to think about it. When he had that fumble a couple of weeks ago, he was under duress because the offensive line, the pass blocking didn't hold up. Yeah. So getting back to tomorrow's game, I'm looking particularly for, and it was a good segue with you bringing the offensive line up. Can they uphold against the pressure? We know Manny Diaz loves to blitz. He loves to blitz. He loves to bring pressure. I personally, like I said, Miami's going to win the game. I have no doubts they're going to win the game. I do think it's going to be close for a little while. I think they're going to have to feel themselves around this situation. They'll pull away. Eventually. But it won't be kind of like Florida, in my opinion, from start to finish, stepping on their necks. This game is going to be close for a little while. I'm thinking latter part of the second going into halftime, that's where something big happens. Big chunk play on our side happens. Maybe a turnover we force on defense happens. Something's going to happen to swing that momentum and basically start the bleeding. It's going to open that wound a little bit more. And then I think in the second half we take over because we do have the depth. I think compared to Duke, that is now. You know what? We've had these conversations on depth before. We don't have depth at every position, but compared to Duke, I think we have enough depth that we can make some rotations, and we can definitely do some things. But just read these chats. If Dawson don't go to Rice, Mario might. Yeah, and we said that a few weeks ago that Dawson was probably going to be out of here. And my thing is, and I'm glad Ian Coleman brought that up. Why would Shannon Dawson put that out right now? You're in the midst of a 8-0 season. You're making a push towards the college football playoff. You're trying to make a push to the ACC championship. You know Cam's going pro because he's a one-year rental, so that's already understood. Why would you, as Shannon Dawson, why would you even put that out there that you're interested or would be interested in the job at Rice? Why?
That's crazy, dude.
I'll tell you why. Or at least I'll tell you why I think why. Because you know what you can do with this type of a quarterback, and you know on next year's team you don't have this type of a quarterback.
Right.
So, getting out of Dodge, I don't blame him if he does, but dude, don't say it. Don't let it be known.
I was thinking what Slowfolk was thinking. He may be trying to get more money because he knows what's coming down the road too.
True.
But it's, I don't know. Yeah, because without Cam, now if Mirabal would do his job for the first time and get an offensive line to protect the backfield, then we wouldn't have to worry about it. But that's a whole different topic.
What's your, speaking of Mirabal and everything, what's your thoughts on that that guy they're recruiting, that number one, I forgot his name. He's I believe he's an offensive lineman. I scanned it when I got home, unless I was reading his position wrong. He's going to be in attendance, I believe. He's the number one overall recruit, I believe, in America, and he's an offensive lineman. He's got offers from Georgia.
Well, let me just say this: Sampson and Malagoa were top offensive line recruits too.
Cantwell.
Okay, and that's not a knock. That's not a knock on Mr. Jackson. No, that's not a knock. But, Sampson and Malagoa were touted as the next. You're talking like, Mount McKinney 1, Mount McKinney 1.1. And, I hopefully, because if this Mr. Cantwell does come to Miami and he's highly rated, okay, if he does come in and we still can't get anything, if we still getting, quarterback, then we really got a problem, because right now, I've let it be known, but Mirabal is not high on my list of offensive coaches. Just my opinion.
No, it's a shared opinion, because I'm right there with you.
Not counting that Markel Bell was the number one JUCO lineman or player, a couple of years ago or last year or whatever. So we'll see.
The thing about it, which could be sweet here, is Cantwell and Coleman are both in the class of 26. So you could potentially, if you can make that happen, you can potentially bring in a dynamic quarterback and a definite future cornerstone to the offensive line in the same class.
Yeah. And I hope so. But if you don't develop them, what's the use?
That part. And
we talked about this the other day, but if if things fall into place, I mean, you could have, and I hope they do, but you know, like Rivers is listed as a redshirt junior. You know, unless the Miami media stuff is lying to us, but I mean, this offensive line could come back next year. Could. I'm not saying they will, but could.
Yeah, they're eligible. They're eligible to come back if they don't go pro, and that's the thing. That's another thing that you have to look at. You know, what kind of advice are they going to get? Because in years past, somebody should have been in their ear telling them. I always go back to Trajan Bandy. Trajan Bandy to me was probably the biggest what ifs, because Trajan Bandy was so good and there was so much potential. And I get it. He wanted to try to make a difference and do what he had to do for his family. I'll never knock nobody for wanting to, you know, provide an opportunity to feed their family. Nothing against that. But I just feel like in his case, I just wish somebody would have at least had a conversation. And then if he decides to still roll the dice and bet on himself, cool. I just feel like nobody really sat him down and talked to him and told him, look, dude, you can come back for another year. You've got some stuff here, but you can add to it and up your stock. Exactly. That's the thing. That's the thing.
Right.
So I'm just hoping that whoever is draft eligible, if they decide to go pro, I just hope that you make the right choice and you get some good guidance and you do what you have to do. But I just hope somebody can talk to the ones, if you know that maybe this guy is not quite ready. Bring him in and say, look, dude, you're good. But the talent pool at your position, it's going to be rough. Come back another year, work on your skills, and let's see what happens. Rocky says, that's when we'll see if culture has truly changed. Example, Elijah Arroyo is a redshirt sophomore. That's the interesting one to me. And listen, Arroyo, if he can get more targets, that's your next big tight end right there. That's the next one at tight end U. That's the next one in line to keep the legacy of tight end U as Miami has previously had.
But if you keep bringing in the tight ends for max protect because the offensive line is struggling, tight ends would have came in handy against Florida State across the middle.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Anyway.
I digress. James Williams came back. Yeah. That's so true. That is so true. Can you imagine if James Williams returned? You know, and I get it. I get it. You know, hey, man, he bet on himself. Cam Kitchens bet on himself. I get it. But Cam took a step back last year from the previous year. Can you imagine if Cam and James came back right now? This defense would definitely be on another level as far as being able to stop. You know, you wouldn't have what it is. Antonio Abner, what's going on? What's going on? And that is where I take issue with Dawson. We got Arroyo and Lofton, run some passing concepts out of a 2 tight end set. Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, the staff, sometimes their decisions, it just gets me. And now that I'm thinking about it, let's flip to the defensive side.
Oh, yeah.
Because last year, everybody was loving Lance Guidry.
Right.
Oh, Lance Guidry. Oh, we got to keep him. We got to keep him. Can't lie, yourself included. I was singing his praises too.
I was.
You know, I remember when the off season, and I know you heard it because he was on the short list of guys that LSU wanted at defensive coordinator. They were going to make a play. But Lance came out, credit to him at the time, and said, no, I'm good. I'm staying at Miami, you know, because I really thought he was going to take that opportunity and come on home, you know.
Right.
What coach out of Louisiana wouldn't want to come back and be a part of that staff? That's a coach's dream here in Louisiana, but he didn't do it. No. But Lance is getting a lot of heat, but I'm going to ask you a question, and I'm going to pose this question to the chat. Is it the players that's not working, or is it the scheme that's not working? The reason why, when we played inferior competition, when we played Ball State, FAMU, USF, I guess you could say Florida, they are inferior to us. That defense was playing lights out.
Yes.
I'm seeing people saying that it's the scheme, but how was the scheme not a problem the first 4 games, but it's been a problem the last? What's your thoughts on that, South Coast?
Well, if it's the players, I put that on the coaches. My philosophy and my thinking is just like Cuban. I put everything on the coaches. Okay, the coaches. Okay, we're about to go to game 9 tomorrow. Exactly, Cuban. I was about to say that's scary how me and Cuban think alike. You're going into game 9 tomorrow. Okay, you know that there are deficits in the defensive backfield and linebacker play. Wow.
That's a shock.
Yeah. And another reason why I will say it's on the scheme is look at all the big plays that have been happening against this defense. You know, when I still see that little cop and hoe dude for Florida State busting that 40-something yard run. You know?
Yeah.
And you can go back and see where there has been big plays happening. That's just, it's like, okay, the defense is going to go left, but the offense is going right. And then it's like there's just nothing there. So yeah, I put it on the scheming. I do, because again, if the coach sees that you have players on the field that just aren't up to par, then let's try somebody else. Next man up. So that, I mean, obviously, like Cuban said, you coach it or allow it.
I think one of the things that I'm going to give Mario some credit on is playing younger players.
Yes,
younger players are getting the opportunity. That's something that, and not just Mario, because I don't want to, I know I've been hard on Mario the last couple of years, but Manny was notorious for it as well. They would not play the younger players. They would keep the older guys in,
yes,
even if the older guys were liabilities.
Yes.
But I'll give Mario credit. The younger players, and it's necessary reps. It's necessary reps.
Yes.
I like the fact that, and now he didn't play last game, I don't think, but Jordan Lyle, you get to see a little bit of the future of what he's got. Saquon Patterson, you get to see a little bit of the future of what he's got. Frederick is going to be a work in progress, but I think Frederick will be okay. He's a freshman. What do you expect? He's playing big time college football.
Right.
Elijah Alston.
Aguirre. What's Aguirre's class? Popo. Who? I didn't look it up, but
I didn't look it up either. But he's young. He is young. He's definitely young, and he made a key play, in the Louisville game.
Yes.
So Elijah Lofton.
Right.
I mean, that's another young tight end that's going to be something nice. It's just he's got to wait his turn. You got Riley Williams in front of you. You got Jackson Carver in front of you. You got Arroyo in front of you. But look how he stretched the field a few weeks back. So JoJo Trader, he got on the field. So I think that's a good thing that Mario is doing. And I think that's a selling point. You're going to have a lot of recruits, young guys coming in, fresh, high school seniors that are going to be freshmen. They're going to want to know. And that's one of the things, and I'm going to hold out my prediction. I truly believe we're going to flip DJ Pickett. DJ Pickett will sign with Miami in December. I feel that in my bones. If I'm wrong, forgive me. But I really feel like DJ Pickett is going to be okay.
Well, there is no more signing day.
That's right. I forgot about that. I forgot about that.
So I don't know what but yeah, I get what you say. I get what you're saying.
Either which way, whatever they have to do to enroll at the university, DJ Pickett will be a Kane. He will be a Kane. I just feel like there's too much uncertainty in Baton Rouge. And I get it. You know, they've only lost 2 games, but with Brian Kelly, make sure Mrs. Kane is nowhere around, because I don't want Mrs. Kane getting mad at me.
I'll find out later.
Okay, all right. And Mrs. Kane,
the
following thoughts and opinions of you talk is that of Larry Frank Jr. himself, and not your husband. Do not go after him. Come after me. I will take all blame. But Brian Kelly just isn't the guy. He can't win the big game.
He never has.
He never has. He never will. He proved it again last week. He's going to prove it again next week when they play Alabama. It is what it is. And I just think that's a lot of uncertainty that's going to drive a lot of these out-of-state guys away. You'll get what you'll get in Louisiana. Oh, yeah, because most of their dreams were coming up, they want to play for LSU. Because think about it. Most of these kids, when they were, in high school or when they were in middle school, they're watching LSU when they were dominating the SEC. So it's their dream. I get that. But all of these out-of-state kids, no. Now, on the flip side, the kids in South Beach, the kids in Florida, South Florida, they don't know the successful Miami teams, but you better believe they heard about it. You better believe they've seen videos. You better believe they've seen the YouTube videos and they've seen the 30 for 30s. So now, to possibly be a part of the resurgence of something that is legendary, and you get a little bit of an appetizer taste of it this year, who wouldn't want to be a part of that? That's from South Florida.
That's right. Oh,
just my thought.
Thank you, Cuban. I stand corrected. There's no more letter of intent, not the signing day, but no more letter of intent. Thank you, Cuban. I was wrong. So
all right.
Thank you,
all
Cuban.
right. So,
Appreciate
so
it.
we
Appreciate
still
it.
have the signing day. It's just the letter
Just-
of intent
it's-
is gone.
yeah.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you, bro.
But I like what Mario is doing. And I'm gonna give my official prediction because we're a little bit over an hour 17 into this thing. I think the calls probably have slowed down. So we won't be on much longer. But what I'm looking for tomorrow, as I said earlier, I do expect Duke's defense to bring the heat. It's a Manny coach defense. That is what Manny's MO is. Offensively, they don't have nothing. The only reason I think they put 27 on SMU is because SMU really don't have a defense. But then again, that scares me when you think about Miami. That's why I said earlier it's important to see if Miami can continue on the trend that they had last week against Florida State. I think they can. The key to that is same thing like they're going to do with Cam. Do it to Malik Murphy. Put pressure on him. You put pressure on him, he won't be able to get in. All right, Mr. Overdose, thank you for coming in. Thank you for checking in. Put pressure on Malik Murphy. I don't think he'll get into any kind of a rhythm. Now, he'll beat you with his legs. If that third string quarterback for Florida State can break out of a pile and run 40 yards, mobile quarterbacks have always been a problem for Miami to defend. So I think that might be a little bit of an issue, not much. I don't think Duke's running backs pose much of a threat. I think Kiko and Besant should be able to do their job and help and run, the safeties as well, help in run support. We all know that if Duke does a screen pass, for whatever reason, Miami has trouble defending a screen pass. So hopefully Duke doesn't do any screen passes. I haven't seen too many wheel routes this year. I know Miami historically has had trouble defending wheel routes, but I don't think Miami's going to have too much trouble because Duke doesn't have the pieces on the team to really pose a threat. Not saying dismiss them because you can't dismiss anybody, but if they have prepared for this game like I think they have, they should be all right. They should be good.
Yeah, the Malik being a mobile quarterback, of course, is a red flag. And, you talk about the running game. They got that Star Thomas from up there at Homer High.
I did not know that.
He's got like 700 yards rushing so far. But again, I'm just saying, gee, mobile quarterback, but I don't really foresee it. I don't foresee him really being a problem as long as Miami takes him serious.
Absolutely.
And don't think they're just going to, roll over.
Right. And if you get up big, keep stepping on their necks. If you get a 14-0 lead, don't get conservative. Keep your foot on the throttle. One last topic I want to talk about, and then we'll get out of here.
Okay.
I want to talk about the ACC and the playoff perspectives, because as we all know, this upcoming Tuesday is a very important day in this country. It's a day where people are going to get pissed off. People are going to be upset. People are going to lose their minds at the outcome of the results. And I'm not talking about the presidential election. I'm talking about the initial playoff rankings.
You got me. Yeah. Oh, every year, even back in the BCS era, you get that first ranking and everybody lose their shit, bruh.
Yeah.
You still got over half a season to play. So.
You still got half a season to play. And the thing about it is, this is the point now, November, this is the best part of the college football season right now. And I'm going to tell you why. Because the playoffs, the unofficial playoffs, are beginning tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because elimination games are about to commence. Don't think that Penn State-Ohio State game is not an elimination game for somebody. More for Ohio State, because if they lose to Penn State, that's their second loss. But I want to take it back to the ACC as it pertains to Miami. SMU and Pitt play tomorrow. Now, you got 4 undefeated teams in the ACC: Miami, Clemson, SMU, and Pitt. And I was reading that if it ends in a 3-way tie where Clemson and I think it's Clemson and SMU, or was it Clemson and Pitt? Either, I know it's Clemson. I believe it's SMU. That if it was a 3-way tie, Miami would not be in the ACC championship. Now, the only reason I bring that up is it looks like the ACC champion for the playoffs is going to get the 3rd seed. Or if not the 3rd seed, one of the top 4 seeds, you get a first round bye.
Right.
So I'm not worried about if Miami doesn't win the ACC that they can't get in. I'm a little concerned that listen, who doesn't want to bye? Who doesn't want a bye week? Because essentially with a bye week, now you've only got to play 2 games and then you get to the national championship as opposed to playing 3.
Right.
So tomorrow is the beginning, I think, of the unofficial playoff season. Also, keep in mind, Clemson, they got Louisville, Virginia Tech, and Pitt in the next 3 weeks.
Yep.
So it's going to get real interesting, and that's why Miami really needs to handle their business. Don't worry about everything else around you. Tunnel vision, handle your business, because I think everything around you is going to take care of itself. What I wanted to ask you, how do you think the playoff rankings come Tuesday? Do you think that the playoff committee is going to put more weight on the strength of schedule through this week, or do you think they're going to put it on style points?
I'm going to say yes and yes. And that's like with Miami. Okay, Miami has not played a ranked team all year. You've seen the last 4 games, with the exception of Florida State. But, they see where Miami had to come back against a Cal. Luckily, the receiver dropped the ball against Virginia Tech. All right. Louisville got out of there, with that touchdown. But see, that's the whole thing. That's why, that's why I keep saying Miami's got to take care of their business. They need to come out and just demolish the next 4 games. Because if Miami continues what they did in conference play so far, if they come out and beat Duke by 7 points, say it's a 45-38 victory. You know, they're going to look at that, and especially when you have a Clemson, SMU, and Pitt. I think Pitt has to play all of them.
Yeah, Pitt
And
got
Pitt's-
SMU and Clemson.
And look, Pitt's playing some pretty well-rounded ball right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but again, if Miami just comes out and the defense tightens up, everything should be fine. I think as long as Miami finishes the season undefeated, okay, and as long as they stop these close games and be more dominant on defense, that'll help them out. Because when it comes to the ACC championship, they're, the ACC looking out for the ACC.
Mm-hmm.
They want the money, they want the whatever.
Right.
And if Miami continues to do what they're doing and yet still stay undefeated against the opponents that they have to play, don't know.
I'm gonna bring in Lakers all day real quick, but
okay.
Cuban Kane brings an interesting point, and I never thought about it like that.
Yeah, exactly.
he brings in an interesting point.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna pose that question, and Lakers all day. I'm gonna pose this to you, and then South Coast to you and to the chat.
Mm-hmm.
Cuban Kane says we suck after a bye. We don't need buys. So I guess what I'm going to ask is, would you rather Miami in the playoffs get a bye because it's the playoffs, or would you rather play that first round game? It'll be at the Rock. It'll be a home game. What say you, Lakers all day?
Me? I don't mind the bye because that gives more time for the defense and the offense to look at the opponent. You know what I'm saying? And with us too, I mean, I don't mind the bye because guess what? We need all the rest we can get. You know what I'm saying? Let's say somebody get injured, they need that rest. They need that time to come back. They need that time to, you know what I'm saying, to strengthen up to get their team. And, if we do get there and we get a bye, that's good because now it's a game because now the defense has a time. I mean, you know what I'm saying? The opponent and we have a time to really, key into, different matchups and what we like to do and what we don't like to do. You know what I'm saying? Like if you have a game where you just be, playing all through the playoffs, people are going to get injured. People are going to get tired. You need rest. You know what I'm saying? Because your body is not work like 20. You know what I'm saying? Your body cannot work 24 hours doing that dumping, that hitting. You know what I'm saying? You need some type of rest. So I like it. I don't. We need to buy. I don't care about us not playing good on the buy. No, we need to buy because if you get freaking, let's say one of our star players get knocked out or something like that, then we're gonna be, oh man, he got knocked out, and then we have a game coming up soon, like in 2 weeks. Then he got time to come in and play.
I could see that, and you got to keep in mind the ACC championship. If Miami makes it, the ACC championship is the first weekend in December, I believe.
Yeah,
that's championship weekend. The playoffs begin December 20th. So if you would have a bye as an ACC champion, you're essentially not playing for almost a month from this first weekend of December until December 27th after Christmas.
Yes.
Now that could work one of two ways. It can work against you, but it can also work for you because like Lakers all day said, you can heal up. You can get everybody healthy. If it's small injuries, dinged up injuries, get everybody healthy and you can focus. I'm leaning towards give me the bye. I'm going to roll the dice that this team, the culture is changing. I'm not going to say it's officially changed because I think we still got some time we got to put in going in the next season, but I think it's starting to change. I was like everybody else. I had that PTSD coming out of the bye week a couple of weeks ago. So I'm gonna roll the dice. Give me the bye. I want the bye. I want the bye.
Now something to think about. Something to think about. We have a bye week after Georgia Tech before we play Wake Forest. So we have another bye week, 2 weeks with before the last 2 games of the season. You know.
So we'll put that bye week theory to the test this year. We already, got a victory after 1. So and I got you, Anthony Manzano. Just hold tight. I got you, brother. I got you. We're gonna hold that bye week theory to the test. And we'll really get to see. Now, if we win this next bye week after Georgia Tech next week, then we might be able to kind of look up for some things. But
I was
go ahead, Lakers all day. What you got?
I was listening to what y'all was saying about, Baker. What's his name? Baker? What's his name?
Blake Baker?
No. Yeah, no, but my bad. The offensive coordinator.
Shannon Dawson.
My bad. Yeah, Shannon Dawson, my bad. Yeah. Shannon Dawson might be leaving to the Cowboys or whatever. So I mean, we can't get mad. Who was it?
Wait, did you say the Cowboys? Because he said Rice.
Yeah, he's
maybe Rice. Maybe right. Okay. It's wherever you're going.
They like the Cowboys right now, though. I get it.
Yeah, but if he leaves, then that's on him. You know what I'm saying? He wants to maybe have his own career, and maybe he wants to take that next step and see what he can do with his own team, or maybe what he can do with everything is, what I'm saying, like the OC is his job, and maybe not really Mario. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we don't know why might be leaving, but he leave, that's fine, because now that gives us time to get a quarterback in here. Now that gives us time to get a OC that can work with our team, like our players, and would that give us time to get a real OC, maybe from the NFL, and really that knows how to teach these players, what they need to do on the field, because we might need to go fire the defensive coordinator too. That's what we might just need to just bring everything out. You know what I'm saying? If the OC leaving, go get the DC out of here. Go to the NFL and go look at, somebody that's doing good in the NFL right now for the defense and the offense. And then let's go see how that works.
So if you had your pick, pick of anybody, let's start off at the OC. If you had your pick for an OC replacement, if Shannon Dawson leaves, who are you looking at?
Oh, it's too early now. It's too early to see. I'm just saying, like, it's too early for me to even tell who I'm looking at, because the NFL's still getting them, so it's too early. But I don't know yet.
So you would just want to go to the NFL, or would you consider another college program?
Nah, I can't do college because we done that before, and every time we do that, do the kids get developed? No. You know what I'm saying? They don't get developed at all. On defense, they don't get developed. Offense, they don't get developed. You know what I'm saying? Even the wide receiver, even the freaking wide receiver, the wide receiver head coach for UM, he went to the NFL and he came back. And look, our wide receiver is playing pretty good, right? So why not go get somebody from the NFL that can help this team out, and look and you know what I'm saying, go look at Jason Taylor and what he's doing with our D line. And you can go back from last year when Ed Reed was coaching James and Kitchens, and look how they looked in the secondary. He's from the NFL too.
Now I kind of agree with especially with IMAX. My question, my statement on that would be, what a OC, who would leave the NFL to come back to college or come to college, And I'm telling you right now, I want to go on record. No more former Miami players as coaches.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
I know you didn't. I know you didn't. But a lot of people were trying to they wanted Ken Dorsey to leave Buffalo to come to Miami. And just my opinion, nothing against those fine folks, but players coming back as coaches does not really fare well for Miami. Now it's still to be determined with Mario, but I'm just saying. But I mean, it's a good talking point though.
The only one that's remotely working right now, and I don't even want to say that it's working, because I think it's more circumstance than the skill of the coach, is Shermer at Colorado. That's the only one that's looking halfway decent. But keep in mind, Shermer was out of a job. He didn't come straight from the NFL. He was sitting at home on the couch.
Yeah.
So I kind of agree with what IMAX is saying as well, because not just in the fact of, you know, wanting to chase behind 22-year-olds, but also it's going to be hard to get somebody out of the NFL because they're making way more money. Miami's not going to match an NFL OC salary. It's not happening, you know. So,
but I feel like maybe if you can like
an offensive mind that's maybe an analyst, possibly, but yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. I just feel like, cause like I don't know, cause maybe that's where we need to go. I know, you know what I'm saying. Like it's the NFL. You know what I'm saying? He's always gonna get, you know, that NFL money. You know what I'm saying? Like what if he just like he wants to come back and help just the kids to be great. You know what I'm saying? Then maybe there's some coaches out there that really wants to come back and help these young players be great. You know what I'm saying? And so we're, you know what I'm saying? And Loki saying we are UM. You feel me? So, you know, our championships and us winning right now, you know what I'm saying? Those freaking NFL coaches, they see that. You know what I'm saying? And when they have an opening, they might want to come back, but you never know. You can always try. It ain't like, you know what I'm saying, you can't try, because you never know what the situation is at home, or, you know what I'm saying, at the NFL. Maybe they leave, or maybe they get fired, and then, oh, you know, UM's open. You feel me? So y'all gotta look at that like that. You never know.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, Lakers all day. I appreciate you. I got Anthony Manzano waiting in the back.
All right.
So
I got
appreciate you coming on, man.
The
And
only thing I say right now, right quick, is I hope number 19 do not get beat tomorrow.
Bruh.
Boy, if he get beat tomorrow, listen, he might. Boy, I tell you.
Listen,
him and number one.
Listen. I thought South Coast went off on his show last Sunday night. I'm gonna be almost. You're gonna need a parental warning if that happens for this upcoming show. I'll tell you that.
Well, he better not get beat. I'm telling you, if he get beat, we know why, and you know who to look at.
Absolutely.
Y'all have a good night.
You have a good one too, as well, Lakers all day, man. Take it easy. We'll be talking.
All right.
Talk to you later.
All right. Another friend to the show we're going to bring on. I think this will be the last one for the night if we don't get nobody else. He's another one that calls in, and another loyal one. I think he's on your show a couple of times too.
Yeah. Anthony and Lakers have stopped by.
They're always on there. So come on in here, Anthony. What's up, brother? What's happening with you?
Nothing really. I'm waiting for tacos.
What?
For dinner.
I would say soft or hard, but I'd have to say no Diddy.
No. It's from a taco truck that only does authentic Mexican tacos.
Oh. Okay.
But for me, I agree with. For me, the only guys I would think that would want to leave the NFL are young guys like a Ben Johnson and the guy from Kansas City who wants to build their resume up in college so they can become a future head coach in the NFL for a rebuilding team or something like that. So they don't have to go through all that, what is it called? Getting fired from or going between jobs in the NFL. It would be better to go down to college, build your resume, developing young kids, and you can tell your future GM or something like that what you see in these young kids coming up in college and stuff like that. So for me, it would either be Ben Johnson or, like I said, the young kid in Kansas City who's under Andy Reid's shadow, who probably wants to leave so he doesn't have to be so he can do his own scheme instead of basically just copying what Andy Reid is doing and stuff like that, having to do just play calling instead of actually what is it called? He's a coordinator. they just tell the players where to go, but he's not calling his own playbook. He's basically doing what Andy Reid is doing, basically.
Right.
And
a game manager or a coordinator. I think that's what it was.
Yeah, and I don't like these. What is it? These genius coordinators. I'm having this issue with my Dolphins. We had to hire a genius guy from the Shanahan tree and stuff like that. And look, it's backfiring on us now. We're basically almost in rebuild mode. We're probably trading Tyreek and Jalen Ramsey because I don't trust Tua to stay healthy and stuff like that. And for this game, I don't think, man, Duke is a good team, but they don't have they don't have the depth to handle the constant punishment against Miami. Like, if players get injured on their team, they don't have players big enough or strong enough to deal with us and stuff like that. I think the game, if it's Duke, if it's the Duke that who did they beat recently? It was a top 10 team that they beat recently. Was it Louisville when they were in the top 10?
I'd have to look at their schedule. Check that up, South Coast.
So they played SMU, Florida State, Northwestern, Georgia Tech, North Carolina, Elon, UConn, and our favorite, Middle Tennessee State.
Okay, so they
haven't really played anybody, honestly.
They haven't played anybody.
Okay, so I thought they had already faced a ranked team before us and stuff like that. That's why I asked that question.
Yeah, no, SMU wasn't right.
And that's another question for you guys. I've said this multiple times, and people don't want to hear this. And I said it on your channel too, South Coast, that I fear that even if Miami wins their conference, we're going to be overlooked because the perception that our conference is weak, besides us and Clemson and stuff like that.
Right,
and
that's why I say Miami needs to come out and dominate this schedule. Look, I agree with we only play who's on the schedule. I agree with that 100%. But the thing is, rumbling, bumbling, and stumbling, huh? But the thing is, you got to dominate. Come out, dominate, beat them by twice the spread. But anyway.
I'll say this real quick. When you think about, here's the deal. You win the ACC, you're going to get one of those top 4 seeds because the way that the playoff structure is, the conference champions are going to get those 4 seeds. Yeah. You already know the SEC is getting the top seed because there's still that love affair with the SEC. You know that there's a little bit of admiration for the Big Ten. They're going to get that 2 seed. The ACC would have to get the 3 because I don't think even though the ACC basically is just a tad bit better than the Big 12. Just a tad.
And that's what my fear is. You know what's going to happen is this is what's going to happen. They're going to give Oregon, maybe a Texas, and then Georgia's going to be number 1. Then they're going to give a 1-loss Ohio State, or maybe an undefeated, let's say a 1-loss Indiana, which makes no sense. Why would they put a 1-loss Indiana over a Miami who's a conference champion?
They won't. I can promise
or a 1-loss Ohio State.
Well, the thing about that is I don't think Ohio State's going to have 1 loss. I think they're going to have multiple. I got Ohio State losing tomorrow. I got them losing tomorrow, and I possibly –
You trust James Franklin? Really?
Penn State has its best roster and its best opportunity right now, and Ohio State is vulnerable. Ohio State is not the Ohio State that we're used to. Their defense sucks. Penn State's offense has been pretty decent this year, and it's in Happy Valley. If he don't do it tomorrow, he never will. But I personally think Ohio State gets their 2nd loss tomorrow.
I'm scared about Penn State's defense though a little bit against Ohio State's offense.
Well, that's going to happen. I mean, defense. Look, we talked about it earlier. You're going to have an X amount of possessions a game, and the defense, their job is going to be to force as many 3-and-outs and turnovers as they can. You're not going to totally shut down a team.
I've said this: bend, don't break.
Bend, don't break. But at the end of the day, flip it to Ohio State. Their offense has looked great against inferior competition. But if I recall, didn't they barely beat, who was that, Nebraska that they barely beat? They needed
something like that.
Minnesota.
Yeah, somebody. Yeah. So I mean, Ohio State, they've already lost to Oregon. Ohio State is not the Ohio State that we are accustomed to. And Indiana could possibly beat them, because remember, Indiana's beaten Ohio State before. People forget about that. A couple of years ago, they beaten them. Ohio State, for some strange reason, always gives up that one game. So Ohio State is going to have definitely more than one loss. Indiana, even if they beat Ohio State, you're going to have to look at their resume. They're not going to jump Indiana, because if you jump Miami, you got to jump a whole bunch of other teams that's right there in the mix of things with Miami, and they're not going to do that. Indiana would literally have to run the table and win the Big Ten championship to get that number 2 seed. And somewhere along the way,
do you think this is an honest question? If Texas goes into SEC championship and loses to Georgia, a one-loss Georgia, do they still give Texas a spot in the playoff, even though they're one loss?
Well, I don't think Texas gets there. I got Texas A&M. What about you, South Coast?
I was about to say A&M is undefeated, man. And look, here's the thing. If I'm not mistaken, if A&M stays undefeated, because I don't think the only team they have left is Texas.
Yeah.
And then, LSU is just sitting there with one loss. And LSU's schedule is pretty favorable too. I mean, yeah, they have Alabama, but they have Florida. But still, I mean, you could be looking at Georgia, Texas, and Alabama possibly not making it to the SEC championship, because again, there are no more divisions. Top 2.
Right. Top 2.
Oh no, that's what I'm like. That's what I'm wondering. Let's say Texas beats A&M, and does Texas A&M face Georgia this year?
No.
Mm-mm.
Okay. No, that's what I'm saying. If that's my scenario, if Texas A&M beats, if Texas beats A&M is it this week or next week?
Texas A&M and Texas is the final game of the season.
At Kyle Field or whatever the Aggies play at.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Oh, well. And see, and that's why, Mr. Frank, I saw say, like with Miami needs to take care of their business.
Yes.
Don't worry. Come out there, dominate. Joaquin said dominate. Okay. But as long as Miami takes care of their business and they play like we all know they have the ability to play, it'll be all right.
Definitely.
That's all.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I have enjoyed it. It's been an honor to have my boy, my partner, my ace, my brother, man, my cousin.
Likewise.
Join the show tonight in the absence of D, and I'm gonna kind of keep things going like D would do for me. So, South Coast, first things first, man, plug your show. I know you're gonna have a pregame and a postgame. Throw them everything, and then give them some departing words.
All right. Well, it's South Coast Kane on the YouTube. We have the pregame in the morning since we are playing the noon Eastern game. We're gonna start the pregame at 11 o'clock Eastern, which is 10 o'clock our time, Mr. Frank. Mm-hmm. So, and then after the game is over, depending on how the game goes or how it goes, when it goes, probably about 10-15 minutes after the game, we'll have our post game. And usually we start off by talking about the game, but then God knows where we're going to go. it's interesting. Okay. Oh. So yeah, that's South Coast Kane. Thank you, IMAX. Another good guy. Oh, it's on the YouTube. South Coast Kane. You can search it up or whatever. Anyway. So my final thoughts, same thing. I'm a broken record, dude. I'm skipping, defense needs to come out and dominate. Oh, we don't, the defense does not need to make Duke look like a Super Bowl contender. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Brook. The offense, not really worried about it, even though Duke does have a pretty decent defense. I'm sure Diaz is going to try to shut Cam down, but you got the running game. So I think the key to the game is just the defense just had the linebackers and the defensive backs have got to step up. And I'm wondering, this is my last thing. I'm wondering if Diaz, Mr. Manny, if he's going to have clear thinking, or is he going to let the situation cloud his judgment?
Mm-hmm.
The spectacle that is the Miami Duke game with all the razzmatazz going on.
Right.
But we'll see. I'll give my prediction tomorrow, but I just like Miami's going to cover. Miami will cover.
All right. And real quick, I'm trying to put Joseph Bernard's information in the chat.
Yeah, and I will say while you're doing that, I do appreciate you, Mr. Frank, letting me have this wonderful opportunity. And also to Mr. Devin, appreciate you for letting me have this opportunity, because y'all just don't let anybody come on here.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Not just anybody, and here I am, But yeah, this has been fun. I just enjoy the fellowship with everybody. Get to meet new people, speak with new people, see new people.
We appreciate you taking the time to come on. Like I always say, man, thank you for blessing us with your time and your presence. I've enjoyed it myself. And
likewise.
My final words, real quick. I put it up right here. I couldn't put the link because for whatever reason YouTube
spam.
Yeah, they won't let you put the link where you can actually type. But for anybody that's looking for merch or Joseph Bernard's designs, search in the search bar on Facebook. Just type that in.
And didn't he say he had a website, the jbdesigns247.com?
He sent me a link, and that's the thing, man. The link won't allow. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get with Devin.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna let Devin put his link in the email and maybe send out an email to everybody.
Because
subscribe to the U-Talk email. Yeah.
I would definitely like to promote that. Young
Absolutely.
man doing some really good stuff over there.
Absolutely. But if you go to Facebook, until we can do that, if you go to Facebook and just type, because I just did it in the search bar, JB Designs 24/7.
Mm-hmm.
That does bring, just as I have it pinned right there. Just type it in the search bar like that on Facebook. It'll bring it up. It'll bring up his page. So, I'm telling everybody, man, and I mean, he doesn't just do shirts and apparel. I mean, he's doing car wraps. I mean, he's a jack of all trades, man. He's the dude.
What?
Joseph Bernard is that dude. He is definitely that dude. So definitely, man. He'll be at the Bash next week. If you're coming to the Bash, check him out. He'll get stuff to you, and it's good quality, man. It's good quality. Definitely some good quality. My final. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say. Plus, he's a fellow Canes fan. He's part of the channel, and he's one of the family.
he's part of the channel, and he's part of U-Talk, man. He's our designer, man. He's part of the team. So, you know, definitely, if you want some good merch, good quality merch, I'm vouching for him, and I know Devin can vouch for him. And South Coast, when you get your stuff, you can vouch for him after. It's going to get you some doggone good merch. And like I said, I'm not knocking, you know, any of the other people. You know, I ain't gonna name the big name. We all know who sells Kane stuff, but it's the same quality, man. It's the same quality, and I mean, man, like I say, man, I can't rave enough. But my final words and my final thoughts before we get out of here, as far as the game is concerned, I've already said what I needed to say. Offense, do what you've been doing all season. Defense, do what you did in the beginning and what you did last week. Don't take them lightly. Don't sleep on Manny. Don't think that this team is going to lay down. No team comes, you know, you got a bullet on, you got a target on you, and they want to put the bullet in your back. You know, you're ranked number 5. You know, you're getting all this national buzz. So it's kind of like for my people that watch wrestling. You know, remember when the Undertaker streak was broken? What did Paul Heyman say? Brock Lesnar was the one in 21-1. So all these teams are coming in. They want to be the one, you know, if it's 8-1 or 9-1 next week or whatever the case may be. But 12 o'clock noon tomorrow, Canes play. I just want to say personally, thank you to everybody that joined us via the link. We had a lot of great calls, a lot of great check-ins.
Yes.
Thank you to the chat, everybody that was up in the chat that supported us. Once again, you know, send your prayers up for D as he buries his grandfather tomorrow. Continue prayers for B-Mac and his wife with their situation.
Yes.
Continue prayers. Help me out. Brother Jay Blaze. I was trying to think. Continue prayers for him. And if you're going through something, you don't even have to put your stuff out there because everybody's dealing with something. Prayers for you. Prayers for everybody that's dealing with something. Even if you ain't dealing with nothing, prayers coming your way because we all need them. We all need them. And we just thank you for supporting us, man. And thank you for being there with us. U-Talk Bash Part 2 is next week. And I don't know if we're going to have a show Monday, only because I believe they're going to start taking everything and getting it to the venue. I will talk with Devin before the weekend is over. I may do another recap just myself, you know, because I can do it off of my end. So that'll remain to be seen. But if I don't see you Monday and we don't see you Monday, definitely next Friday, we will be live and in living color in the A.
I'm waiting for that one.
In the A. Get ready. And last thing before we're out of here, we got confirmation. It's going to be some big names in the building.
Oh, man.
It's going to be some big names in the building. I ain't going to spoil the surprise, but y'all going to enjoy some of these people. There's some well-known alumni and former NFL players and Miami players are going to be there. So we're going to have us a ball. South Coast, man, you have a great night. U-Talk family, y'all have a great night.
You too, sir. You too.
You appreciate you. And to quote my brother, I got to do it how he would do. You know how we start every show, and you know how we end every show. It ain't no us.
Ain't no us. Without you, baby.
Without you, baby.
Without you.
And we out.
Y'all have a good evening.
Peace.
Peace, love, and soul.
And now, for the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
Okay. It's Sean Paul, Lil John,
U-Talk, baby.
You already know how we do it, homeboy. And Will, it's A-Town, 105 Hill. It's A-Town, attitude, you already know. Lil John, Eastside Boys, and your boy Sean Paul, I'm playing like this here, boy. They calling me to come back to the street with Sean P. AKA a short Cree said it was necessary. These suckers out here very scary. They living in the month of February. Okay then, put a sister on display then. Kicking your dough and have my folk to bring them K's in. I'm still addict, A-double-T-I-C. It ain't no about that for real. Who don't know about me, but I'm for sure with it. Don't make me pop that trunk to the left, I will go get it. And I ain't selfish, I will let you in your whole feeling. Won't catch me sipping, no Kristen, got a cold feeling. It's Young Bloods, A-Town, all liquor sipping. Coming straight from the top, baby. Toe tag a mother, leave them under a cover.